You're watching Channel 7 News Daybreak with Alyson Courtney, Chris Kane, and meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Coming up after the break, if you're looking to take that big step and become a first-time home buyer, the time has never been better than right now. There's some things you're going to want to try and know first. Bank of Little Rock Mortgage is here with everything you need to know coming up next.
6:27 now. The housing market seems to be moving in the right direction. Mortgage rates have been below 4% all year and have fallen even further since the Federal Reserve started buying mortgage bonds in September to encourage more borrowing and spending. This is giving first-time home buyers more reason to consider entering the market. But what steps should you take? Here to tell us is Scott McElmurry, the president and CEO of Bank of Little Rock Mortgage. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here. This is always a really good topic, I think, because all of us, if you haven't bought a home, you remember what that was like.
Process,
yeah,
right?
It is so hard. It's overwhelming. Where do you do? Where do you start?
Well,
and you're saying now is a good time.
It is. It's been a good time for a long time, but now you mentioned the Fed buying back bonds. Well, rates have really dropped and makes it even better. Actually, house prices have begun to increase both nationally and locally, so it's now's the time. Get in there while you can.
So talk a little bit about the first things that you should do. And I know it's always kind of educate yourself because you don't want to go in there not knowing anything.
Especially for first-time home buyers. If you've been through the process before, you kind of understand it. But with being your first time, education is key. And there's a couple of good ways to do that. You can go online and really kind of get some general information, and then you can kind of drill down with a nice conversation with a mortgage advisor.
And that's really what you need,
Sure.
somebody that's been there and that can really explain to you, because when you start reading it all, you go, oh my gosh, there's no way I can buy a home.
Well, and each person's situation is unique,
Sure.
so you need to get specific with your situation too.
Okay, so talk a little bit about some of the other steps that go along with your first time.
Well, a lot of the time, it all kind of goes back to educating yourself. Once you've got that education, you want to make sure that you're in a position to, as far as your finances, you want to establish a budget, making sure what you can afford, because there's two types of people that typically go in that we see. One is that you'll go in and see how much you can qualify for, and then once we tell you what you can qualify for, most people will say, well, that's a lot more than I'm willing to spend on a monthly payment.
Sure, or they go, woohoo!
Yeah.
Not again
a little bit of that
educating
too.
themselves
Sure,
and
sure.
realizing what really they
Exactly.
can afford in terms of a home. Also, start saving now.
You should, and there's different programs, but for the most part, for a first-time home buyer, you're looking about 3.5% down. So if you're looking for a $100,000 house, that's $3,500. So you want to make sure you start saving your money so that you have the money for the down payment. There are programs that allow for 100% financing, especially for first-time home buyers. So you want to educate yourself, probably more through a phone call than you'll find much online about.
Look for that stuff. Also, getting your documents ready. Oh my gosh, you're going to need so many
even
things.
more so these days. But it's really about your income, your assets, the down payment that you have, and your job history. And so we'll be asking for documentation like W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements, those kind of things to help verify what your income is and how much money you have.
Okay, let's quickly move through some of these.
Sure.
Select a lender, that's important. Get pre-approved. What does that mean for first-time home
Basically, you don't have a house in mind.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you understand what it is you do qualify for before you go house shopping. You know what range to be in.
Select your home and then make an offer, which can be intimidating too.
It can, and real estate agents are very good about helping with that process. They know the market, they know kind of really can guide you on what offer to make.
You've got that loan application that you have to complete, and then what to expect at closing. What can first-time home buyers expect there?
You've got to expect that in the process, you got to obviously have homeowners insurance is a big kind of pitfall people don't realize, and then the other thing at closing, you're going to be signing a lot of documents, and you have to bring in a cashier's check as opposed to a personal check. So wherever your money is, make sure it's available at least 24 hours before closing. So
and you'll want to be confident in what you're doing, because you're going to you're not reading everything that you're signing. Unfortunately, people just don't do it.
They don't, and it can be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour as far as closing.
Signing. Okay, we're out of time, but if you need more information on the keys of home buying, you can get a free ebook from the Bank of Little Rock Mortgage, and we've linked their website to ours at KATV.com. And you say it's also a good time for refis. You've got an ebook for that as well.
We have one out there for that as well.
Scott, thanks so much for being here
Thanks
this
for having
morning.
me.
We appreciate it.